Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for yet another beer review. I've just done one now. Just noticed as well that I actually made a cock up putting it together. There was two separate bits of video. Made a cock up, so it would have been uploaded very soon, but unfortunately I've got to do all that again. But not to worry, you will get to see that one today. This one that I'm doing now will be up tomorrow, which you won't see till tomorrow, so it won't be tomorrow, it'll actually be today when you see it. Anyway, right, what are we looking at? We're looking at another one that my daughter Courtney got me for my birthday in a little box set. The Bottle Shop by Cottage Delight, but the beer is actually brewed by Staffordshire Brewery, and this is a bottle of their Outdoor Dad. Could there be anything less baz than Outdoor Dad? I do go outside when it's sunny. It is sunny, but I'm inside today. What we've got here is a golden premium ale. So we got a golden ale. It's coming in at 4.7%, 500ml bottle. Don't know how much the box cost. It's not for me to know because it was a gift. It was off Amazon. So if I had a guess for 3 bottles in a presentation box, probably about 15 quid. But yeah, I mean, straight away, again, you look at the artwork, it's a typical sort of thing for Dad, isn't it? If you like. Is the beer going to be any good? Well, we'll have to wait and see, because I've done one of them and I was quite impressed with it. It was a nice, pleasant, easy drinking beer. So that is what we're going to be drinking now. So let's get it cracked open. Just before we get going, I'm going to whack it in my old Stonehouse traditional glass. Incidentally, they've got a new glass in this style, if you like, in that shape. But it's got a different design on it. It's lovely. I've got to get hold of one. I'm going to have to be cheeky and say, hi, Shane. All right, mate. Any chance? Or do I have to buy it? But anyway, like I said, let's get on with the beer. Golden ale. It's a style I'm not particularly a massive fan of. It's for me, it has to be a very, very good golden ale to really sort of, for me to really enjoy it. Otherwise, they do seem a little bit bland. We'll see what we get with this one. It's certainly poured nice. Golden Premium Ale. Okay, so maybe it's not a golden ale. I don't know. Maybe it's a good, strong quality golden ale. I mean, at 4.7%, that would suggest that. But yeah, beer in a glass. There's still some left in the bottle. A little bit of chill haze. We could call it amber. We could call it copper. I mean, hell. If you're not too bothered, we can call it ginger if you like. But it's slightly hazy. I think there is a slight haze in there. There is the odd few bubbles going up. I wouldn't say it's massively carbonated. We've got about half a finger of compact white on top. But yet again, it looks all right. It looks all right. So let's dive in, have a sniff. In fact, a well-balanced amber ale. Amber ale. So is it a bitter amber ale? With a hint of citrus, and then it gives you wheat and barley, store in a cool place, and don't drink too many of them because the doctors will be after you. So looks decent. Let's dive in, have a sniff. Yeah, I mean, amber ales tend to go towards bitter. It sort of seems to be like a trend to name a bitter and amber ale. I'm not getting any of that sort of bitter side of this beer. What I would say is I'm not picking an awful lot up, but that's me at the moment. It's probably edging on the side of golden ale. Shut up, cat. With a citrus sort of orange note, I would say. Doesn't smell offensive. I've got to say the citrus sort of aroma in it. I'm not sure if it smells a little bit fake. I'm not sure. But we'll go in anyway. So Staffordshire Brewery, the Bottle Shop, Cottage Delight, a little box set, Outdoor Dad, premium, golden premium ale, 4.7%, 500ml. Off the daughter. Thank you very much, Courtney. Cheers, everyone. Let's dive in, see what we get. Yeah, I'm not going to say that one's great, to be honest. Certainly from my first impression, I can't get that sort of fake citrus note out my head, and when I tasted it, that was the first sort of side I got to it. We'll go in again. I mean, I've topped it up. Yeah, it's a nice thicker head. It's weird. I wouldn't say you get that. I said it's edging towards the golden ale. For me, on the taste, on the nose, it felt like it was maybe edging towards golden ale. On the taste, it's got them sort of bitter notes, if you like. But I don't want to say bitter because it doesn't feel. It feels like an amber ale, and that sounds awful to say that because apparently they're naming amber ales, you know, instead of bitter. But there must be some slight difference in it. We'll get onto the taste afterwards. Body-wise, quite nice, 4.7%. I think the body is quite nice there. Has got a little bit of weight to it, it's got to be said. The mouth feels pleasant because, like I say, it has got a bit of weight to it. It's not massively carbonated, but there's enough sort of air in there to sort of fill the beer out as well. So whether the air in the bubbles is filling the beer out as well as the head, because the head went nice and sort of thick there and added a bit of sort of density to the beer. A little tickle of roughness, but not off-putting. I'm certainly not going to say it's super smooth like you'd expect from a high ABV IPA. There is that citrus note. Now, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But always, it's sort of like an orange citrus, a zesty sort of, how can I put it, skin citrus note. And for me, that always feels a little bit fake. It always feels a little bit wrong rather than just coming from a hop. It feels like something's been added to make it that. But it feels like that. It's almost like a zest of an orange. Now, whether you want to say that's wrong or not, I don't know. But it's not necessarily something that I'm a massive fan of. So it's malty. You do sort of get a hoppiness of a bitter in there. Slightly sweet malt. There is sort of like a subtle caramel toffee note. But for me, that citrus note feels a little bit fake. And it's not a note that I personally like. So for me, I'm finding that the off-putting part of the beer, really. I actually think if maybe that wasn't in there, but if it is from the hops, you can't get rid of it unless you change hops. But for me, it feels, pardon me, a little bit artificial. What I'm getting from that sort of orange note in this, or is what I got from sort of Elvis juice on the PD when that was released. That sort of orange thing was sort of nice, but it did feel a little bit sort of not quite right, and that's how this feels. It does drink quite nice. If I ignore that orange bit, it drinks quite nice. The 4.7%, I think it drinks like a 4.7% ale, but not one of the greatest 4.7% ales, if you like. I could see a lot of people liking this. I've got to say I'm a little bit disappointed. There's good elements to this beer, but I think there's bad sides to it as well. Would I go out and buy it again? No. If I saw this in a pub, like I said with the other one, I wouldn't know what it was. But if it was, it's never going to be labelled Sporty Dad, the other one, and this one's never going to be labelled Outdoor Dad. But the Sporty Dad one, if I knew it was a Sporty Dad one and it was in a pub, I'd probably drink it again. This one I wouldn't go for because it doesn't suit my taste personally. But is it the worst beer I've ever had? No, it's certainly not the worst beer I've ever had, but it's certainly a long way from the best one. So, I mean, I'll drink it, but I'll probably be glad when I get to the end of it. So, yeah, Staffordshire Brewery, or the Bottle Shop by Cottage Delight, Outdoor Dad, Golden Premium Ale. It's very much, for me, that's typical supermarket ale, and not a very good one, or not a great one, if you like, you know, a very average one. So yeah, for me, give it a try. If you've had the box, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. If you see it, give it a try. If that's your sort of thing, it may be up your street. It's not totally mine. But yeah, I will drink it. So that's it for this one. Waffled on for way too long. Big thank you to Courtney. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you again soon on another one. Cheers.